Okay, we're having some great weather, aren't we? Absolutely great weather. I'm in the storage locker at the moment, playing around with my tools and having to, well, I won't have to do the actual inventory anymore. So, obviously you've probably gathered by the actual start of this video that it doesn't look as though I'm actually moving to the States. Am I mad? Yeah, and I think by the time, if you've watched the whole video, you'll see why. And it just doesn't really make sense. So it all started last year. We sold the garage, and we applied for I went and got a job. It must be 5 years ago, before COVID. COVID was the problem. And then we got COVID out of the way, and then I was offered the job before COVID. So after COVID, then we moved on from there. And we were applying for an E2. Well, I didn't know what an E2 was really, but it's a 5-year license to which doesn't give you any guarantee to stay. And I didn't look into that, but it was the only thing I could get because I'm British. I don't even want to be British, but I mean, don't hold it against me. But anyway, you understand. So I sold the garage, and then what happened is we went and saw my son for the first time in Japan. 3 years I ain't seen him because of flaming COVID, and we went to America when we came back, and we went and saw the immigration lawyer, talked about what was going on, bits and pieces, and he says, well, you could go for the H1-B, which is, I could work for this guy instead of being self-employed. So I had a bit of a future. I mean, and I could go straight for the green card. I couldn't go for the green card with the E2. Doesn't happen. Didn't know that either, but we all make mistakes, don't we? And so I thought this is going for a green card's going to be a lot more. Now, I mean, you have a look. I've got a 7-foot toolbox there. I've got another 5 foot there. I've got this flaming great thing, and I've got another 7-foot toolbox there. Okay. And I'm gonna, and I was doing inventory on it, and we've worked out roughly to actually replace it now, of what I paid for it over the years, would sell me back £300,000. So I'm now going to be shipping $400,000 worth of tools to help keep America running. And what I wanted to spend some time with my friends out there, and obviously I wanted to finish my time out fixing cars, and I enjoy fixing cars. I've got a passion for fixing cars, and that's what I wanted to do. And that ain't gonna happen. But so we applied for the H1-B, and it's a 6% chance of getting picked. 6%. And I got picked. I'm over the moon. I'm thinking, great, I got a chance to actually end up staying part of. I don't want to change nothing. I want to work. I want to live life there, and I enjoy the people there. I do enjoy the people. I love the people there. I mean, I've made so many friends there. It's just been out of this world. I'll tell you about the friends later on, but let me get this bit out of the way first while I'm going. And I'll show you on the thing. So we sent this H1-B, and what happens is what you have to do is you get an immigration lawyer, and he sent in all the information, and it's like a contract for me to go into their country, and I abide by their rules. Yeah, it's their country. That I don't want to change something. That, and far as I'm concerned, all right. 5 days ago, when I got told, I was mad. But I learned 30 years ago, you walk away and then you come back. Don't make a decision fast, because it can ruin your life in 5 minutes, 5 seconds, especially 5 seconds. So today I'm a lot calmer, thought it out, and I'm going to tell you the story now of the way things go. And remember, there's 3 ways to a story. There's mine, there's theirs, and then there's the truth. And as I haven't been part of too much of this, because I've paid people to do it, I can only give you what I've actually been told and given. So what we've done is we've applied for this H1-B, and it's come back saying, oh, we need to change a few bits and pieces in this contract, okay? And it's got, and as you can see here, it's all the jargon, okay? And we've got here October, okay? October, the case has been received. Alright, so we've got to there. They've come back and they've turned around and said a receipt of something's been issued, and then there's a request of evidence needed on there, which was all fine up until 19th of February, and then it all went to hell on the 5th of February. On the 5th of February, and we paid $2,500 for Express, okay, so not bad for service, and I thought, great, we'll all be, I mean, even when I had the old garage, everything I sent out was always signed for, because it proved that I'd sent it, but that was my standard, alright. And then on the 14th of February, on the 5th of February, they'd looked at all my stuff that's sent in, and on the 14th of February they weren't too happy with it, and they sent a notice of intent to deny, let me in. And as I say, it's that contract thing, you know, where you have to change the contract, okay, and then I've got to follow it, and everything we could have done. And they sent 2 of these intent to denies out, supposedly, on the 14th. It's next door, he's busy. On the 14th, and so they sent it, and then on the 12th of April, which is a month after, it automatically sends out, if you have a look, abandonment issue. We've abandoned it. We've abandoned it. I've got nearly 12 grand in this, and we've abandoned it. They don't know that, but you know, this is, and but when my immigration lawyer on the 12th got this letter, he rang the immigration service up, turned around and said, you know, we haven't received nothing, and the 2 had to go to the bloke, Mike, my employer, was going to get one as well, and he didn't receive it. But I didn't receive it, and he rung him up, and the guy on the phone, he has a quick look at what's going on, and he said, I'll get back to you. Oh, get back to us. Nothing on computer, nothing. So he goes off and has a quick look around, and he comes back, and I don't know what time scale this is, okay, I don't know because I wasn't there, and he says, oh, I found it. The problem now is the guy on the other end of the phone got hostile, and then turned around and said, well, you'll just have to appeal. Here it is. So on here, the immigration lawyer has actually gone back, and it says here that we've abandoned it, but we're coming back saying, hold on, we've got a problem. And even the immigration lawyer wrote here, where did he write it? He turned around and said, motion to reopen. They haven't even opened this. They refused to open the case. If they had it done, as my immigration lawyer said, they'd have found the problem. And he did, and I mean, he wrote nice things. I mean, I don't think I'd have written nice things. But he's got here, while UPS is not what it used to be, it's highly unlikely that neither the petitioner nor the law office would receive the NOID that was allegedly mailed on the 14th, on the 23. Well, we know. I think 23 is wrong, isn't it? We're in 24. Wasn't last year. Perhaps there's a problem there. And then it gets to the bottom and says, you haven't shown anything to prove we ain't sent it. I mean, spent $2,500. They give me 30 days to actually do something about it. A really important document, and they never sent it out and signed for, so I could prove that I didn't receive it. And if they did go and open the case, they could have a look at the computer as well, couldn't they? And that would come up and say it was pending. It never changed. But it's a department. I mean, at the moment they're thinking, hold on, this is just one guy out of thousands of, and no one's going to know. Well, I'm going to make sure people do know, because, as I said, I mean, listen, I nearly had a life set up out there, so that's where I am. Okay, no, they're not going to open it up again. Still got the E2. Do I really want to move $400,000 to go and help them keep their cars on the road? I mean, what happens if something goes wrong? They won't even look at it. They won't even open the case. And that's how I'm feeling, which I think I'm allowed to feel because I paid for it. But what really gets my goat, really gets my goat, is when you get someone that just leaves their country and they go and do it illegally, which I think is disrespectful. I think it's selfish. And it devalues the country. And this is my reason why. One, they get free legal benefits. Everything's free, okay? Free food. It's the government's problem. The country's got to sort it out. And they get free medical. And if there's an appeal, and I've seen it on TV, they open the appeal and they open the case. And they look at it. And it devalues the country, and I don't want to do it illegally. Don't devalue the countries, and that's what's happening. I mean, in this country at the moment, we've got a lot of immigrants coming over, and for all different reasons. They're all coming over with their mobile phones and their Nike shoes, ready for the money to be sent over later on, I'm sure. But it's costing this country £30 million a day to house them. That's not including all the foreign aid we're paying. I mean, the same as in America, same problem. You've got, and it's taking 5 weeks just to get a telephone call to the doctor. So is that because we haven't got any money, or possibly we've got too many people in this country and the actual NHS service can't actually handle the amount of people in this country? Something to think about, because if you need someone, but then that's where I believe there's a problem. I mean, I've got a friend of mine said, come to Virginia, you'll be right there. As I said to him, I said, if they don't want me, I ain't coming. It's as simple as that. But yeah, that's where I am. And Now, future. Obviously, I ain't ready to retire. I didn't want to retire. I mean, sold the garage. Should I kept it? Hell no. I started that 22 years ago with a problem. Nearly lost the MOT licence twice. I spent a Christmas trying to keep the MOT licence. And, but we had a successful garage, and I was happy. I was proud of that. I had to work hard. I had to do 16-hour days, 6-7 days a week to keep that, which no one ever saw. And when the problem left, the culture carried on. So then I thought, right, I've got to get out. So that I can't go back to the garage. Don't want the garage, but I can start up another one. And I don't want to babysit. Unless I find some young lad or someone that's really, really interested that won't keep looking at a phone all day. I don't need that either. And wants to learn. Yeah, I'll be looking at that. Obviously the future, I want to go back to the States because I've got all these friends there. I've got loads. I wanted to, as I say, go fishing. The missus was talking about actually fostering some children because we only had one son, plus we had we lost one as well before birth, miscarriage. So yeah, she would have liked to, and it would have been good for Logan as well, number two son. And I wanted a dog as well. So my future idea now is where I want to move to. I think me too. I'm still thinking about it. Immigration lawyer's doing it for free, so he knows how. He's mad. He's mad as well. So I want to take a trip to the States, and the first thing, I've got a couple of things I've got to do out there. One, I've actually got a company out there, a company name, which is TC Auto Diagnostics LLP. That was signed by the Secretary of State of America. It looks good. I'll take that. But I want to close the company down because I don't think it's going to be any use to me. And then I've got a bank account I want to shut down. And I've had that, 20 years, 17 years. At least I won't have to pay any income tax on there, because what happens is the interest you get off your money, I have to pay it to the federal government. So I've paid a few thousand over the years, and I won't be claiming that back. Can't even win an appeal, so I'm not going to go for that. But they can have that for the memories I've had. I mean, I got married on Galveston Beach. I've met so many great people out there. I've had so much fun. I mean, my son was in Boston, and he was taking a year out, and obviously he used to work in the garage with me. He was never going to work in the garage, but he worked in the garage. And there was a guy out there, Greg Parker. I haven't forgotten you, mate. And he said to him, he said, I'd like to meet your dad, because obviously he was a bit different than the other students, because he was learning how to use a lathe with Greg, and Greg was a maintenance guy. And it was my boy's birthday, and we went shooting. He still didn't eat that. And we spent the whole afternoon shooting because he wanted to meet his dad. And I thought, wow, I was proud of my son, proud. And he wouldn't take nothing. I mean, I had to force him to feed him a pizza and a beer. And I mean, he paid for all them bullets, and for the whole afternoon we were firing machine guns. We were shooting up. It was on a proper place, but when I said shooting up, you know what I mean. We weren't going around killing people. And it was a really, really, really good day. And I mean, I'm not going to forget that. And then number two son came back to England, and he graduated as a doctor in nuclear physics. And number two son, he's 14, he's the same way. And he graduated at 14 this year. His languages are very good, and his top sets now, and and he thought we were going to Houston, and what he was doing is he was going to help the old pot pan, and for the last year he's been learning Spanish, so it would have helped me out if we'd have gone out there. And obviously we're not going. Future, I'm starting to come off forums now, which I joined in America, and mainly most of them were like garage people that run shops, seeing what was going on, problems, things like that, which I've got experience of sorting, because I've had one 22 years, but I don't like running a shop anymore. I want to fix cars. And they've the problem is what I'm seeing over there at the moment is there's auto shops closing because they can't find mechanics, which is what I wanted to feel. They can find managers, anyone can run the place, but if you can't fix cars, get it out the door, you don't get paid. A manager can sit behind a desk booking all the work in, but if it doesn't go out, there's no money, so it ain't gonna last long, is it? And also joined a few forums over there of customers that take the cars into the garages and what problems they were getting that the garages couldn't fix. And I did loads. I mean, I was answering anywhere up to 2 a day. Well, obviously you've got to be careful which ones you answer. You know which ones ain't right. And there's some who have, what do I do? So I helped them out, and there was one I actually helped who actually sent me a recording of her engine. She just spent $3,000 getting it fixed, and it was running the same, and it was misfiring. We found her a shop who had a clue, and he told her what I told her, so she could spend $3,000 getting the inlet valves done, couldn't she? Feels a bit like me at the moment. Right, future. Okay, I did have a plan B. My mate Chris Lynn gave me a plan C. He says, Trev, let's open a shop in Hong Kong. Struggle with English. I'm alright with zeros and ones and computers, but when it comes down to, you've seen them little signs they do. My English is, that's why I have 2 bright sons and a wife that does all the work behind me. But that's what makes me what I can do. I mean, that's simple as that. But I have been looking at places. I'm a bit annoyed because there was one place last year, and I was looking at it, and it's very close to a friend of mine, and I didn't want to be competition to him. I wanted to enhance the area, because what I do is a little bit different to what he was running. You know, brakes, discs, changing plugs. Where I wanted to do DSGs, I wanted to bring in advanced diagnostics, electric and hybrid vehicles, which were not in there. That area didn't have it. And obviously I'll be servicing and doing a few different cars, and I've got it all measured out, and 3-car garage in there, my AC machines. I want to do air conditioning. I like air conditioning. I'm good at finding the problems. And especially if you look at the modern cars now, everything's electric. So if you don't understand how the electricals work on an air conditioning system, the older systems are a bit easier, but the newer ones, you have a little bit of this up there and think about it, because there's a lot of electrics on there, especially on CAN, broken wires, green wires. So, but that one went 2 months ago, and I was going to buy that one, and we'd have been fine. At the moment I am at a loose end. I haven't made any decisions of what I'm going to do. I found 2 places on the Isle of Wight, which again I've joined a couple of sites there, and I've been doing the old peeping Tom. You know what I mean? I can't get arrested for that, but I'm just watching everyone, what they're saying, and what problems they got there, what actual the customers have got that garages can't do. And there's been quite a few from the Isle of Wight, and just different things. And I don't want to go there to be a competition. I want to be there to enhance, which is what I can do. I'm not being big-headed. I worked out to what I got. So sometimes if you're going to enhance something, it's going to be better. And obviously the Isle of Wight's an island, so, and I mean, I remember we actually had cars with DSG gearboxes coming over on wrecker trucks across the old channel into England, and they used to drive them up to Fleet for us to fix. Isle of Wight. I think the furthest DSG I ever fixed was someone in the south of France actually sent one. So that's what I want to do. I've just rebought all the tools that I left at the garage. I've probably spent, I don't know, another £2,000 I suppose. But I've actually got the tools, and there's enough tools in here to sort it out. So I thought I would just say what I'm going to do. Oh, I forgot number 2 son. I forgot. Also, we've looked at Gibraltar. I'm not looking at that. It's not big enough. It's not. Isle of Man we looked at. I looked at the Guernsey, Jersey. I didn't fancy. But I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I mean, as I say, the E2's still going. The immigration law is doing it for free. But I've got to get rid of this feeling if I go down that road. Honestly, I just feel, you know, I mean, I can handle the truth. If you can turn around and say, we don't want you, that's fine. It's your country, and I agree with that, and I believe in all countries should do that. You know what I mean? We don't want you. Go. You know, there's definite, but it's not going to solve mine. It's not, because that's what I wanted to do, my dream and everything like that. So, but I'm not dead yet, and I have not retired. So I am going to be moving on. Simple. And if you'd like to see where I'm going on, if you want to actually subscribe, like, watch where this wally's going to go. I mean, a lot of people turned around and said I wouldn't be going, but I mean, most of them people have never stepped out of their comfort zone in their life. Me, I'll do it regularly, because I don't know what the outcome's going to be. And I don't know what the outcome's going to be here either. So I'm going to leave you. And if you watched it all the way through, you make your own mind up. As I said, the story is 3 ways: mine, theirs, and the truth. And I've tried to give you what I know, and that's it. So thanks for watching. You know, as I said, see where I'm going. Let's give me a week to get over this. I mean, I've given it a week already. I mean, if I remember rightly, the last letter when I got told on the 9th was written on the 11th of July. It's the 9th of August now when we received it. Catch us on the next one, and it'll be fixing another car. Thanks.